the City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 386 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. We're going to call this one All Over the Place, as clearly our club is all over the place. Wins, losses, crash outs. We missed a bit in the short time, a whole week. We missed a whole lot, I guess, in the lead up to all this as we get ready for Portland this weekend, who's, undefeated in 5 straight games. Yeah, it's real. It's happening. We got a lot on our minds. I know you guys do too, as everything played itself out. So we'll cover that. We'll get you up to date. We'll get a little bit heavier into the preview for Portland this week. But yeah, we're not going to beat around the bush. That is for sure. Of course, to get things done this week, we've got Bam in the mix. We've got Tony in the mix. They're looking ready. Bam's looking ready for another vacation. No doubt about that. Tony, yeah, he's always ready. So I'll go to you first, Bam. How are you doing today?
I need a vacation. Been back at work for 3 days. Tired. It's a long weekend. I just need another vacation. I'm still a little bit under the weather. Still got the cough I can't shake, but it was an amazing trip. It was amazing to see a lot of familiar faces, new faces, just getting out there, having fun. I'm gonna have to give a shout out. Earlier today, laying in bed, scrolling through all my streaming services, went, oh, that's right. Disney Plus now got ESPN Plus here in Australia. So flicking through there, went to some college baseball. First voice I hear is the one and only Philly. Philly commentating the college baseball today was actually being played in Australia. So shout out to our boy Philly. Keep up the good work and keep killing it.
Busy man. He's earning it. That's for sure. Proud of you, man. It's great. We love what we see. That's for sure. Tony over there doing his thing. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. It's been a very chaotic week. Has been the last chaotic 2 weeks for us, I guess, with everything, Of course, love seeing Bam when he was out here and, watching a Miami game with him and having some strong words about that one. We'll get into that later. But, just enjoying the time of everything and enjoying, this cold weather that I kind of feeling just before summer hits, and then we're all dying and literally sweating our butts off.
Yeah, we had a little rain out this way.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure. A little different.
We'll
take it, though.
California had rain?
I mean, what we call rain is not rain anywhere else. But yeah, a little bit wet. You missed an earthquake too, Bam. I mean, of all things, dude. You so missed out. But yeah, he's back home. He's safe. It's okay. On our end, of course, not all things are great in the world of LAFC. Yes, we're coming off of a victory, but there's a lot going down. That's for sure. So since we last talked to you guys again, we lost to Houston. We're not going to cover that one. I honestly, B lineup, nonsense. Obviously, their heads were somewhere else. And then came Inter Miami, where we thought their heads would be in the right place. Yeah, that didn't end so well. Started great. Let's be honest. It was a good lineup. I felt it was a good starting lineup. They came out. They got the goal they needed early. Messi tried to do some shenanigans and get one back and got called back, thankfully. But things fell apart for us late. Ended up throwing this game away. I'll say that right now. I feel it's more of our loss than their win. As the team crumbled late, the substitutions didn't make a whole lot of sense. Counterattacking was pretty much abandoned with the substitutions we made, and we kind of waited to die out there, I think is the best way to say it. I'm beyond pissed about it. Still am. It's going to be a long time before I'm over this nonsense. I think, Bam, you're in the same state that I'm in, right?
100%. I'm going to apologize now because I'm probably going to slip some very strong words about this. So I'm apologizing now. It started off great, long scoring a goal quite early on. And then we just turned to fucking shit. Just couldn't. It's like we didn't want to be there. Everybody's favorite boy, Messi, getting away with a lot of off the ball shit. That I'm sorry. How does any player get away with that? Like, yes, he's a good player, but he was doing a lot of fucking dirty shit that why didn't our players pull him up on that? I'm sorry. You run through our players, we run through you. Plain and fucking simple.
Anybody does the crap he did, you probably get sent off, especially the one from behind on Delgado, and then nothing happens. And actually, in that play, the sequence, it costs us a goal with him taking out a second player in the process because, well, he has his rules and everybody else has their own. The circus continues. I've lost all respect for the guy, honestly, because he's turned into a different player since coming to Miami. It's a different vibe with this fool. And so for me, it feels like sports entertainment more than sports at the moment, where that team can do whatever it wants, hit whoever they want. It really doesn't matter. And then ours, everyone else can just deal with it. We've seen it against multiple teams. It's nonsense. It is what it is, and it cheapens MLS. Let's be honest, with every step. I know this was CCL, but CCC, whatever you want to call it, this week, it still cheapens it out here, right? Because you're folding to the star power and of obviously the money at the expense of sport. That's how I see it. I'm not blaming it for the loss, but still, it's ridiculous. We still blew the game, right? You still got to get creative and get through these things. It happens. But yeah, we handed this off. I'll go to you, Tony.
It was just, I don't know, from the lead up to it, just like the pre-game interview of, we'll just start with, again, the person in the hot seat in all of supporters' eyes is Dolo, with the comment of, would we like to win the game? Sure, like, of course we, like, I don't, like, going into it, oh, we would like to? No, we, as an organization, if we want to be the elite and win trophies, we want to win everything. We want to win every game when it's important. It doesn't, well, we like to, no, we want to win this game no matter what. So we already saw how we were going in with a 1-goal lead. And then after the full goal with Aaron Long, it's just, like all you guys said, and everyone said, park the bus. Substitutions weren't the right ones. Of course, there was, Martinez was hurt and everything. So cool. Like, there's some more questions about that. But again, I think as much as people want to say, oh, he's there, he's trying everything. No, I think he's lost the locker room and they don't want to play. And again, it goes back to, they understand they keep their jobs, they keep the play, they keep everything. There's no punishment for losing these games. There's no punishment for losing regular season games or anything. Because I'll be okay with losing a regular season game for right now if we're in this tournament. But now that we're not, it's like, okay, where's the fight? Where's everything? And yes, did we win the next game? 100%. I'm like, okay, I'm still mad because there's a lot better coaches that we can get. And I'm not even talking about, I want to go crazy and go like, and to totally with Real Madrid or anything. I'm going legitly, Philadelphia with someone with less talent, less thing. And then yes, you can say, well, he choked in big moments. They were all, yes, but he had to get there and things that he couldn't do. First one was COVID with all his players. Couldn't play that against New York. Cool. Did the best he can, made the run. With us, it was honestly the dramatics of Bale and of everything. We played a good game, but the dramatics of Bale, the save from Max Crepeau, and those are the things. It's luck. But with no money, just pretty much academy self, whatever, he brought that team to relevance for those years that he had them. And there's other coaches that we can do that, but I just feel like he's lost the season. And I can name, and if people want to go bigger and everything, I can name a lot of teams who've had coaches and yet they still win trophies, but they still want them out. Juventus is one of them. I know in Germany, there's a lot of them, but I'm going to say this for sure is in MLS, it's very rare for a coach to be let go mid-season. It's not going to happen. I think Dolo keeps his job to the end of the season because he won the U.S. Open Cup. 100%. If he wins the Leagues Cup, he may keep it a little bit longer, but I don't think the sentiment of everyone in supporters some fans, but supporters for sure want him out. They don't feel like he's there to play and win for the team. He's again SoCal guy, cool, but there's no fight.
I think it goes beyond him, dude. I think we're at zero accountability football at LAFC at this point.
Mhm.
No one's taking ownership for anything, and we've choked how many big games? There's zero ownership of any of it. Stuff happens. Okay. After Bale, how many big signings have actually paid off for us?
None.
None. Who's responsible for that?
Thornton.
Who makes the moves? Who brings in the players? Right? Who's responsible for hiring the coach at the end of the day and holding him accountable? It's the same guy. I think at this point, he has to go beyond just the coach. Because we're in a crossroads as a club right now, as we're looking at old farts left and right instead of looking at what got us to where we were. The focus seems off to me right now. And in this game, it showed, because who did they turn to the minute it got tough? An old fart, right? Who in 15 games has 0 goals and 0 assists if you combine both, right? He's been there. Yeah, it's not working. It's not going to work. I don't see how it's going to change between this tournament and the next one coming up. And now we have a 1-game playoff with Club America. Are y'all ready for that disappointment? Tell me it won't be. It'll be a shock if we could result in that game with the form that we're in and the way we're playing. And again, zero accountability football. The only guys seem to be held to account are our young players. They have a bad game, they're out of the lineup. They're not going to play the next one. But the veterans, nah. Stars, no. They don't have any accountability. They get their spot no matter what they do. That's just how it is at the club right now. I don't like it. I think if a player isn't doing the job, I don't care how much you pay him, he's got to sit. You got to own it. Our leading scorer for the season has 2 goals. That happens to be Martinez, who, if he has a bad game, guarantee you he sits the next, because he'll have accountability. We're at a point right now. It's not good. We do have a losing record. It could get worse after this weekend. Then what? Where does it stand? Are we cool with just going 500 and squeaking into the playoffs and go ho hum? Oh well, we didn't make it. I don't think that's us. That's not what we were sold on at this club. That's for sure. Am I wrong, Bam?
No, you're 100% right. We're not a coast club. We're a winner or cost club. We need to get the players in that will fight for the jersey, that will fight to the bitter end. And to be honest, there's some players out there that don't bleed for the club, that don't bleed for the shirt, and they should be. You're getting paid ridiculous amount of money to kick a ball around. Do something.
Exactly. And say you bring in, say, Mueller, right? Because that's the latest rumor. Are you going to shift the lineup and the setup to fit a player like that? Or are you just going to plug and play again? We're going to go right to the same way. See, I'm at that point right now, guys. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm not feeling it, dude. Not in the moment. Something's got to give. That's where we're at. Either you're making a big move or you're sending somebody off. But that's kind of where we're at here. Something's got to give. Something's got to energize this team. We all know, there's a few ways to do that, but are they going to have the guts to do it? So here we are. Anything else to add to Tony on this one, Tony?
It's just for the signings that we have, and again, we've had in our roundtable for the Miami game, Bam and Casey had this conversation. They've had the conversation, and was a part of it. Is just all right with the money we're paying. Let's see, Lloris, hot and cold. Yes, he's cheaper, but Max is on the bench in Portland. Pick him up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of other players out there that are not starting that we had, or not even better players out there who are less and producing. And that's the issue. It's I get, all right, we let go of players and stuff like that. It's but it's also we have players who make less money and aren't even producing anything. So it's like, all right, so we play Moneyball. Okay, cool. Let's play Moneyball. They ain't producing. All right, well then let's play Big Ball. Then they ain't producing. So there's a deciding of, okay, so if we want to bring in a big player, but we have to bring in a player that is young enough, still producing and everything, and not a retirement league, because at this point we're just going to be like our neighbors next down the way of bringing old ticket sellers, jersey sellers, and not winning anything, and that's just not right. That's not the way of how we want this, and then we deserve better, because
Simple,
like,
right?
yeah, because again, it's what is it? The old saying: players come and go, but the team stays, and that's the truth. Again, go to you with Mueller. Mueller is Reese for Bayern. Legends always be there.
Right.
But the team will be there
It
before them.
moves on, and you saw the
Yeah.
way he accepted it, right?
Yeah.
He still loves the club. He'll be there after he retires. He'll be in the office, guaranteed. But he understands for the greater good of the club in the short term, it stinks, but a new generation has to take over.
Exactly.
Right? I still feel like we're that MLS Cup plus we're hanging on to stuff from back then a little bit. Definitely hanging on to the swagger that should be long gone at this point. Done. We've moved on. We won it. You got to do something else now. Impress us some other way. That's what you said you'd be. So you got to make bold moves. You got to do something because we're stuck. I feel we're in a rut. See a couple comments from the faithful out there. See where they're at on this as well. Let me see. We've got Dave in the mix. Okay. We've got Q Cardi looking for the Dolo out. You see it right there. Yeah, Razov and Santos would be the most likely to move on if something did happen. But there he goes. Interesting. He gave his vent. He's back and ready. I think we've given our vent too. Dave, right here. We expect and demand to win everything. Right? That's what we do. Burke, LAC has imposter syndrome. You see where we're at here. He also said Giroud played better than normal against San Jose, but the bar is extremely low for him. I mean, our game winner was off of him missing a point blank play, right? Just lucky bounce, and you get the job done. So there you go. All right, we see the comments. We've said our piece. Now we'll move on to what else is going on. Of course, we did get the win against San Jose. Yeah, it was needed to get some kind of result, especially with who's coming into town with Arango and everybody else against a team that is trying to find their way after bringing Bruce Arena and rebuilding. And so there was something there. And so they had something to prove in this game. Of course, looking at the lineup, this time we played a 3-4-3. Let's be honest, it's almost like a 5-2-3 at points, but basically we had Lloris back in goal, Chanot back in the mix with Long and Segura, Hollingshead, Plenty on the outside, your typicals, Delgado and Igor Jesus. Man, we're gonna ride that to the very end, I guess. And then Giroud, Ordaz, and Bouanga up top. No surprises, maybe, but there it was. In terms of San Jose and their sort of new look lineup, they have Daniel back in goal again this season. Romney, Wilson, Rodriguez in the back. Rodriguez was impressive in this game. Leroux and Harks were holding it down in the midfield. Espinosa and Costa were out on the wide. Arango and Starkis were playing as reserve strikers or low attackers. Martinez up high. So that is what they went with, 3-4-2-1. Interesting observation I made sitting in the stadium this time around, since I was actually on the sidelines for this one, is Bruce Arena basically looking at our warm-ups and just watching us warm up. It was a weird vibe. He just stood there, just watching. Right on the sideline where we were warm. He just stood there, and a few people, definitely Paul bugged him, actually. Like, what's the deal, man? But he just stood there and just was like this, like he's our own coach. It was really weird vibe. But yeah, that was happening. So then comes the game, Tony. I'll throw it to you, man. What went down, man?
For the first half, it was just a very back and forth of everyone trying to figure out where they are and trying to, I guess, get their momentum going. There's a lot of chances Lloris did, unfortunately, save us. Let's just say this, save us with a lot of saves and everything. A lot of sitters missed. Unfortunately, with Bwanga, maybe there was a pass that was available that he could have given, but he just didn't end up. But we ended up going to the half 0-0. But it was a really good game, and the one thing that I was really surprised that I always forget that he's there, and I don't know if it was just this game, was Martinez. Like, yes, he had an opportunity in the first half, but I feel like he was kind of not there throughout most of the game, maybe one or two moments. But I totally forgot he was on the team the way he was playing.
Wait, Martinez? Or why? Because Ordaz was in the starting lineup for this one.
No, Jose Martinez.
Oh, Jose. Oh, yeah.
See, that's how like really impactful he was.
He was
Remember,
gone.
Yeah.
Honestly, their team didn't show much outside of their defensive prowess in the first half. Like I said, Rodriguez was all over the place. He was bottling us up pretty well in this game. Espinosa was still effective, but yeah, Martinez was a ghost. Arango was he's getting beat up half the time, but he wasn't looking himself either. To me, what I've seen earlier this year from San Jose, it wasn't coming together for this game either. I mean, look how many shots were in the first half. I think we had 0 for us. Maybe they had one for them. It was not, it was a back and forth, but not effective up top. Final third for both was lacking in that first half. Ben, did you get a good chance to look at the first half in this one?
Yeah, first half was interesting to say the least. The fact that it finished, it was 0-0 at halftime, was ridiculous. If it wasn't for Lloris with some amazing saves, God knows what the halftime score would have been and how angry the 30-52 would have been. But going in there 0-0, it was an interesting first half to say the least.
Yeah, it's maybe the residuals from the last game, but whatever it wasn't where it needed to be. Then came the second half. A little bit better, right, Tony?
A little bit better. There was more opportunities for everybody. It seemed like we were playing through the middle a lot better. Not great, but better. Enough so that in the 65-minute, off a pretty much corner and just set up for everything, comes to Palencia and rockets in for his first goal with LAFC MLS. I didn't even realize it until it was told to everybody, and I was just like, wait, what? It was a rocket, perfectly placed, perfectly, couldn't ask for a better shot, anything, and just 1-0. And then pretty much 86 minutes later, with a miss with Giroud off the rebound, Bwanga puts it in, easy goal. As he should have put in that one. He should have had 2 goals of a sitter. And luckily, Arango was offsides off that pass because that would have been a 2-1, and then the goal with Espinosa in the 95th minute. Again, that was a very lackluster defensive performance on both ends for the midfield and defensive because it was just right there. And that would have put it 2-2, but a 2-1 win. We'll take the 3 points. Still not happy with our boys, and they still have a lot to move in. It doesn't matter if we go on a winning streak or anything. There's a lot. It's more of the way we play. If we win, great. If we win, good. If we win what we're supposed to win, then I'll take it. But the way everything's going out is just no one's happy. Again, cool. 2-1 win. We're happy. Everything's going well, but I can't celebrate the way I used to.
No, mid-table club vibes at best. I mean, our best moments were simply on the counter. We didn't look any better than them. They outshot us. They outpossessed us. They had better, opportunities to win it, and they didn't get the job done. We did. That's the point of the game. But holding on for dear life and looking for the counters against San Jose. Is that us? Identity-wise? Is that
No.
us? Yeah. That's my thought. Is a nice to win, but is this how it's going to be this year? It feels that way. It's rough. That's for sure. We got to move on and take it real serious for the next one, but are they? We'll see. Your overall thoughts, man?
Look, getting 3 points is always great, especially against San Jose, but we have a lot of work to do. We have a shit ton of work to do. We're going into a massive game against Portland. Portland are flying at the moment, and we're just jogging along. We need to step up, and we need to show up at Portland. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to speak for Tony and even you here. I don't care if we lose, but if we lose after the final whistle, I don't expect to see any players still standing. I expect them to collapse on the ground and take a breath, because you're not going to win every game, but just show determination, show heart. That's all we're asking for.
Not going through the motions after 15 games played so far this year. Talking combined, but again, I'm tired of the zero shot halves, dude. I've never remembered the team having this. It's wild this year, but here we are. At least we get the result, but man, there's work to do. All right, speaking of a team that's got some work to do and is trying to find themselves, of course, it is LAFC 2. What's going on in that neighborhood? Well, they did defeat the Tacoma Defiance 3-2 in a second half comeback. Shortly, 40. They basically tied the game in the 48th minute. Shortly after, Matt Evans scored a brace for the win. Matt Evans scored again. He got player of the match for it. Goal of the match week as well. So again, some good stuff there. That's for sure. LAFC will travel to Salt Lake to face the Real Monarchs on Wednesday, April 23rd. And that one will also be streamed on MLSNextPro.com. So yes, the boys got to win. They had a comeback. We like that. We like the hunger. That's for sure. At least somebody's got it right now. But yeah, result for the boys. Hopefully they keep it going. They got to get moving after what happened with the Open Cup. But forget that. Game on. Do it. Of course, there's some club and community stuff going on. I think the biggest one is memberships, right, Tony?
Yeah, memberships are still going on. Again, they are until we run out. There's a lot sometimes and everything, but also, like I said, there's different tiers to this. Like there's the 3252 membership level 1, which is like $30. It just gives you a discount to HQ, member access to the community group on Facebook, exclusive member events only, and then discounts to tailgates when we have big ones, 3252 when we have food. The other level is the level 1, which is the membership, of course. It's the same things I said, but this time you get a 3252 scarf for this year, the pin, a lanyard, a patch, and then the next one, which is the highest here, technically, which is level 2, which includes everything I just mentioned in the last two, plus an exclusive trucker hat, and a woven keychain. And the last one, of course, is the business membership. If you would like to do that, it's I believe $500, maybe a little bit more. With that one, you get an exclusive custom-made, high-quality wood plaque with your name on it and the 3252 logo. Besides the 3252 membership, there is also watch parties because we are going to Portland. Unless you're traveling to Portland and are going to be there, have fun, be safe, remember, drink responsibly. But if you cannot, Luckies are going to be at Frank's Restaurant and Sports Bar, 1692 to Bellflower Boulevard in Bellflower, California. They're having a raffle, entry $10. Every entry gets you a slot to winning, and the more they enter, the more chances you win. The raffle is for 4 North End Terrace tickets. The next one is Empire Boys in Inland Element. They'll be at Lake Alice Trading Co. 3616 University Avenue, Riverside, CA 920501. Cuervos will be at Best Balls. And then Eyes. Black Army will be at Brujeria Company, 4937 Durfee Avenue, Pico Rivera. TSG and LAO will be at Caveman Kitchen, 2215 Vermont Avenue. Pride will be at High Tops Los Feliz, 4420 Originals. They have not mentioned anything. And the other one is D9U and Expos will be at Creature Comfort Brewing, 1124 San Julian Street, Los Angeles, California. And that is all for the watch parties.
It's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Definitely look out there. There's going to be one near you. So no excuses not to go to one if you plan on going one. So there you go. Good stuff on everybody getting those events in order and those traveling. Salute to you. Always making us look amazing by these road trips week in and week out, showing out. Well done. Especially Portland. Portland's a great trip. Those have gone though. This is always epic. No matter how many show up, it's always going to be epic. So enjoy your trip, everybody. All right. On to the next thing, of course, the Black and Gold Vinyl Club Minute. I have my thoughts. Do you guys have any selections? Otherwise, I'm running with mine.
I do have selections, but we'll run with yours first and we'll go after that.
All right. So I'm going to dedicate this one to Giroud. I'm going to go with Garth Brooks' self-titled album. I know what country. Yeah. Simply much too young to feel this damn old. Yeah, that's the song I'm going with because it's much too young to play that damn old. And there I am. I had to go there. So there I am. Anybody else got one? Because that's what I'm running with.
I was going to go with one that's a bit dark and with Australian humor. It's a bit funny. I was going to go with a little bit of Weezer and Beverly Hills.
Oh, because you wanted me back.
There it is.
And because of certain things that happened to band members, partners in Beverly Hills recently. And
still played Coachella, though. So there you go. Hey, man, that's the most American thing ever, but whatever. I'll just leave it at that. He's laughing at me now. Yeah, all right. You see the mood we're in tonight, everybody. We continue on. All right, let's talk about Portland.
Tony,
yeah.
What was yours, Tony?
Mine was Limp Bizkit's Breaks Up because I'm just pissed off.
See see what you're doing to us, LAFC. My gosh, man. My gosh. All right. Make us happy in Portland, damn it. All right, let's move on. Yeah, we're playing Portland. They've got a 4-2-2 record, 14 points on the season. Well, of course, we're 4-0-4. No ties for us, amazingly enough, 12 points. So, yes, we could pass them if we get something done. That being said, it ain't going to be easy to play in Portland as these guys took down SKC 4-2 last week. For that, they tied Austin on the road. They beat Houston at home. They took down Colorado 3-0 on the road, and they also tied Carson, but got ripped off in that game. 1-1, but the penalty wasn't called late in the game. You all know about that nonsense. But yeah, there goes that too. Yeah, they're not losing games, guys. They're getting it together. I know Max is on the bench right now because they've got this new goalkeeper that's doing the job. I mean, let's be honest. You go with the hot hand. Amazing how you can do that. Feeling to not field a player because another player's doing their job. Thoughts on that, right? But that's what's going on. Now, looking at the lineup, looking who's featuring for them, and Anthony is the story. In 8 games played, he's got 4 goals already this year. So, yeah, he is producing. Kevin Kelsey's got 3 goals so far. Felipe Mora's got 2. DaCosta's got 1. David Ayala's got 1. Those are goal scorers so far. Top assist man is David DaCosta with 3. Santiago Moreno also has 3. Anthony's got 2 assists. So, throwing that 4 goals and 2 assists, pretty good start for him so far this year. Again, if you look, they score goals. They're producing. That's how you get results. They get shots on net. What a shock that is. But that's what's happening. They're getting the job done where they need to get the job done. Yes, they're only 2 points ahead of us, so we can get things right quick against them, but it's not going to be an easy day. Bam, you're looking at this side. What are your thoughts about the Portland Timbers this year?
They're going well. They're stepping up. They're, obviously drawing down the road from us, smacking Colorado 3-0, Houston 3-1, SKC 4-2. They're just on a roll, and we've got to stop that somehow. Like, their midfield is going amazing right now, and that's scary because they've always had good midfields, but these guys are just stepping up that bit more. And honestly, I don't know what we have to do to stop them because they change so quickly during the game to adapt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, it's a dynamic setup. That's for sure. I mean, even if you look at the lineup and who they go with, you usually see teams at this stage still experimenting what they want to go with. This team seems really confident where things are setting up right now. They go with the 4-2-3-1. We've seen this before. That's kind of your MLS default effective lineup, right? It works. Now, Pantemis, of course, is in goal. He stole the job from Capo. That's what he did. That ain't easy to do. You know how good Max is, but this is the hot hand. Backline, Miller and Surman are your center backs. No doubt. Those are the guys. Forey and Mosquera are your outside backs, but Smith can come in as well as a left back. So there's your options there. Defensive midfielders, Ayala and Ortiz, or Ayala and Chara, depending on who's healthy. Consistent on those, you know who to expect. DaCosta is your playmaker. Moreno and Anthony are your outside attackers, outside midfielders. Jacks of all trade, they're all over the place. And then up top, Mora probably would be your standard, but also Kelsey does the job. Again, they have options. Everyone's producing at this time, and you see they're capable of launching some goals on you. Again, I think this is one of the strongest sides they've had in a while. They've had some real ups and downs, but this looks pretty balanced for a side. Tony, your thoughts? Have you seen them so far? What are you thinking right now with Portland?
Honestly, they're firing on all the cylinders. We just need to stop it. But again, it goes back to like they're a rival. It's going to be they're going to push us really hard, and we have to be ready and set for just a physical game in general. Even with taxes and everything, we're just going to be ready for a physical game.
That's how it's going to be. Now, if you're looking at that line going, okay, it's okay. The names coming off the bench are not easier to deal with either. Let's see that Claudio Bravo that can come in. They have Paredes that can come in. Ariel Lassiter's up there now. Even Jonathan Rodriguez. Again, they've got weapons off the bench as well. They've got themselves some options. So it's going to be tough. Looking at this game, I think it's a story of us. We know what they're going to provide. They're going to be strong. It's not going to be an easy place to play in. It never is. They're going to be physical. We expect that from them. They're going to be tough. You could easily turtle in a game like this. It could get ugly really fast against the Portland Timbers. And we have no love lost with this organization. You already know that. So it's going to be our story. And how are we going to cope with what they're going to bring? Because they're going to bring it. There's no question. They always step up for this game. We've seen it year in and year out. It doesn't matter what their form is. They're going to show up for this one. We always split with them. If you look back, last 5 games, everyone's taken their bit. That's the rivalry that we have with them. It's one of the most healthy ones we've got where it's a back and forth. So it really is a story of, are we going to show up for this match? And that I think that's where we're at, right, Tony?
Yeah, it's pretty much how are we going to come off losing against Miami, winning against San Jose, and how are we going to go into this rivalry game? That's pretty much at the end of the day is how we're going to come in.
They got to take away from the last one, do something better, make it happen. Now, looking at where we're at, where our lineup's at, who's healthy, who's not. I'm going to assume David Martinez is back, right?
I believe so. I haven't seen anything, but I'm going to say probably most likely not at this moment.
So it's going to get tough. It's not going to be easy. Looking at who we have in the lineup, I think Lloris is going to be a guarantee. Why wouldn't it be in this situation? Chanot, I mean, he went off in kind of a rough case there in the last game. Didn't look so hot coming off the field, so that could affect us. Maybe center back situation will be a little different. Bam, who's your thought? Who's your back line for this one?
For me, I'm going back to the 4-3-3. Center backs will be Chanel and Long with Palencia and Hollingshead on the outside.
If Chanel's ready to go, right?
I reckon he's ready to go.
Yeah. If not, I think Segura would be the standard at this stage. It's just, again, looking at how things have been. that's how it's going to look. Midfield situation is probably the most boring thing to look at because it will not change, and we're going to try to ride these three guys through an entire year with no changes. Maybe Oldenholm gets to step in, but yeah, if Tillman's ready to go, Tillman plays. Same with Delgado. Same with Jesus. You know how this team runs, guys. It's pretty predictable, though. I'd kind of want to see Holm at this stage because I think he could take the physicality of this game. Tony, I look to you. Or midfield changes or classic three?
We run it until it breaks, until someone gets injured. Unfortunately, that's how we have to go with this.
And even when it breaks, if they're not hurt, they're still playing. Yeah, I get you. Top line, of course, different story. Bouanga, the standard, no matter what he does, no matter how bad he'll play or good he'll play, the man's going to be in the lineup. There's no question about it. And hey, he produced last week, so that's that. Now, who else is in there? Is it going to be Giroud? Is it going to be Ordaz? Is it going to be Under? Bam, your thoughts on the top three, man?
What I want to see is Ordaz and hopefully Martinez. Hopefully Martinez is right for this. If not Martinez, then I want Under, but we'll go and get Giroud.
Yeah, I feel you. Tony?
I want Under, but it's probably most likely Bouanga, Ordaz, and Drew. But again, it could be also because he played a lot last game, so maybe not so much, and it's turf. So maybe he just sits out, and then hopefully I get Under in. But those are my realistic ones that I would want to do.
Yeah, my thoughts would be probably Ordaz under Bouanga. At least that's what it should be, unless Martinez is ready to go, and that's good entertaining. Giroud is the last guy I want on the field for a game like this because, again, counters are going to be required. Hard runs are going to be required on a field that's rough to play on. So I would go with Ordaz. I like the scrappy vibe, too, from him. He isn't afraid to get stuck in, and you're going to need that against the Portland Timbers. So that is my hope. We'll see how it works itself out. So you see our thoughts, guys, on what we're going to see. What do they have to do to perform? Well, they actually have to perform. And I don't think there's much beyond that. Is people have to get the job done. It's simple. The plan is there. We've seen this plan for multiple seasons. We know what they're supposed to do. It's just executing. It's not like it's a shock to any of these guys what's expected of them. They just got to work. That's it. It's a one-trick pony here. We do one thing. We either look for the counterattacks, catch them on the wing. Hollingshead has to do something spectacular, and we get away with the result, right? Because it isn't going to be the possession game. We're all about the counters at this stage. So if they can do that, be effective, get some passes in, get some crosses in, get some balls in uncomfortable places for the other team, then we'll get our results. But if it's not that, trouble, right? Trouble. So, Tony, your thoughts on this one?
Just show up, play hard, and that's all we can do because it's like, again, there's no love lost between us, and also, again, it's just not the greatest time at all with this team, and with our team, it's no fun at all as well.
Right. I dare them to surprise us. Let's try that one on for size. Bam.
Play for the badge, play for all the fans, do what you got to do. You've been playing, a lot of the guys have been playing football for a long time. They know what the fans expect. They know how to step up. So just step up, play the game, play hard. And look, as I said earlier, if you lose, just make sure you leave everything out on the field. Because all the fans in the stand, week in, week out, leave everything in the stands, leave everything out on the field.
Simple, right? Do the job, man. Again, the result ain't guaranteed. It's going to be a hard one. Portland at home on a team that's in form. You're not even expected to get a result out of this game. You need one. We need one, but it is a hard ask. We know that going in. Could this be our first draw? If it is, it's a success, knowing what's going on right now. But they just got to battle. That's all we ask. We've had a protest before, and what did we ask? For their best. That was all we asked for before. I think that's the demand now, is we want to see them put in the work. However the score falls out, that's fine, as long as the effort was there, the work was there. But we're not seeing that. And we need to see it. Simple as that. Anything else to add, boys, before we close this one out this week? All right. So thank you, everybody, again, for checking in on us and listening and supporting us. The crew up there that keeps commenting in, day out. Love y'all. Keep doing it. We love the conversations. It's what keeps us going on this show is your input. What you want from us, we'll do our best to provide. That's for sure. And that's essential. So on that note, final comments of the day. I'm going to start off with Tony. Your final say, sir.
Final comments of the day is just let's go out there and support as much as we can. We're there. I hate saying this right now because it's like it just sucks a bit in the good and the bad because it's right now bad, and we need to be up for them and show them what we never give up on them, and they shouldn't give up on us.
Bam.
Sorry about that. Final words from me is enjoy your weekend. It is Easter weekend, so if you celebrate Easter, enjoy it, have fun. If you're looking for stuff to do, remember Coachilla's on this weekend, live stream on YouTube. Sit back, watch that. It is WrestleMania weekend as well. I'll be watching a bit of that. I know I'll get into that quite a bit. Again, with it being a very family-oriented time of year, some people are missing out on family and all that kind of stuff. Mental health does matter. Conversations can save and change your life. If you need help, the LA County Department of Mental Health phone number helpline 800-854-7771. That's 800-854-7771. Use it if you need it.
Thank you, man. Well said. I think on my end, again, thankful for all of you, for your input, for your support year in and year out. We're 386 episodes into this thing. It's been a lot of highs for all those episodes, that's for sure. There's been a few lows too. We'll bounce back. We always do. It's just, man, this was going to be a much harder bounce back. Let's hope we find our way. And if we do get that one game playoff against Club America, which it's sounding like it's going to happen, let's get our act together. I swear. If you do it and we make some moves, it'll be competitive. But yeah, moves are needed. That's for sure. Let's hope we make the proper ones. Also on that note, again, love to my family. Always letting me do this thing week in and week out. And let's get this going. Back to the mix. Enjoy the game this weekend, everybody. Hopefully we'll have a lot happier things to talk about next week. And on that note, final word. Tony.
Stay golden, Los Angeles.
Bam.
Stay golden.
And from me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.